Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra, I'm preacher of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and today I'm going to talk about chapter number 13th. Actually, in the first part, I have covered the 15th verses of this particular chapter, and I'm going to preach rest of the verses of this chapter. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Mahaprabhu from ISKCON temple. And I would have to say Srimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book nor spiritual book, but a true sense pure book of the science and humanity. And I am trying to propagate a humanity on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempted to commit suicide on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So let's get into chapter number 13, verse number 15. Here, सर्व इंद्रियाणि गुणाभासः सर्व इंद्रिय विवर्जितम असक्त सर्व गुण गुण निर्गुण गुण भोक्तचः. Super soul is original source of all the senses. So what is the source of all the senses? Our senses, the original source of all the senses is super soul. Yet he is without senses. Even super soul is without senses, but he is the source of all the senses. Means कर्ता होने के बावजूद भी अकर्ता होना. He is unattached. The super soul is unattached. Although he is a maintainer of all the living beings, he transcends the mode of nature. At the same time, he is a matter of all the mode of material nature. The soul, the super soul is a matter of all the mode of material nature. The super soul is a matter of rajas, tamas and sattva gunas. This is what Lord Krishna stated. Lord Krishna further stated, the bahirantah bhrutanam acharam charam evachah sukshmavatah tada avijanam durastatam chankite chatatah. The supreme truth exists outside and inside of all the living beings, the moving and non-moving, because he is a subtle, he is a beyond the power of material sense to see or to know, although far, far away, he is also near to all. The super soul is near to all. Super soul is a truth. I am talking about how our nature is existing. How what is the role of super soul in making our nature, a particular nature. This is what Lord Krishna mentioned. अभिक्त च भूतेषु विभक्ति च स्थितमः भृत भृत च तद्यज्ञ ग्रीष्मिश विष्णुसचः. All the super soul appear to be divided among all beings. He is never divided. Super soul is never divided. He is situated as one, although he is a maintainer of all the living entity. He is situated, the super soul situated as a one in the each and every living entity. And however, the super soul is a maintainer of all each and every living entity, and it is to be understood that he is a devourer and also develop all. He is a devourer and develop all. Super soul is devourer and develop to all. This is what Lord Krishna stated. Lord Krishna here revealed about the super soul. What is super soul? What is the role of super soul? Super soul is develop, devour and develop to all. ज्योति सा अपि तजोग्नि तिमस्सम परम उच्यते ज्ञान ज्ञेय ज्ञान गम्य हृदि सर्वस्य विशिष्टम हृदि सर्वस्य विशिष्टम. Here he is the source of light in all illuminous or luminous object. He is a source. Super soul is a light in all the luminous object. He is a beyond the darkness of all matter. Super soul is a beyond the darkness of all the matter. He is unmanifested. The super soul is unmanifested. Is a knowledge. Super soul is a knowledge. He is the object of knowledge. Super soul is the object of knowledge. He is the goal of knowledge. Super soul is the goal of knowledge. He is situated into heart, each and everyone's heart. The super soul is situated in the heart of each and every living entity. इति क्षेत्र तथा ज्ञान ग्रेय चौत्मा समासः मदत्य यत दिजाय मद भवन्तोः अपपद्यते. Here thus the field of activity body, the knowledge and the knowable has been summarily described by me. Only my devotee can understand this through and thus attain to my nature. Only the without body, the progression and regression of the soul will never be happen. Listen it very carefully. Without body, without our sharira, without body, the progression and regression of our soul will never happen. So we just have to understand these things. Prakriti Purusha Chevah Vidyaya Anadi Ubhava Api विक्रमस्य च गुणास्य चेवः विधि प्रकृति संभावन material nature and the living entities should be understood to be beginningless. Material nature and the living entities should be understood to be beginningless, and this transformation and mode of the matter are product of the material nature. This transformation and the mode of matter are product of the material nature. कार्य कारण कृत्वः हेतु प्रकृति च उच्यते है पुरुष सुख दुखान भोक्ते न हेतुर उच्यते भोक्ते न हेतुर उच्यते. The nature is said to be the cause of all material cause and effect. Our nature, three mode of material nature, rajas, tamas and sattva gunas, are mainly responsible for all material cause and effect. And whereas the living entity is the cause of all the various suffering and also enjoyment in this material world. Purusha prakrutiso hi prutve prakriti jnana gunanah karana gunoso api sadhana no jabi janmasuhu. The living entity in the material nature thus follow the way of life, enjoying the three mode of material nature, and this is due to his association with the material nature, and thus he meet with the good and also living among the various species. Yet in this body there is another, the transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord. The super soul is a Lord and the supreme proprietor, and who exists as the overseer and also primitor, and who is known as a super soul. Here Lord Krishna described about what is super soul. Super soul is a Lord. Super soul is living in each and every living entity, in the heart of each and every living entity. He exists as a overseer and also permitter. He exists as a overseer and permitter. य एव व्यक्ति पुरुष प्रकृति च गुणोत्सव सर्वथा वर्तमानोपि न स भ्रुव न भिंजायते. One who understands this philosophy of concerning material nature, the living entity and interaction of the mode of nature, is sure to attain liberation. He will not take a birth again and again, and regardless of his present position. Regardless of his present position, the person who understands the relation between the soul and super soul, the relation between the body, soul and also super soul, the triangle. The super soul is uppermost, then the body and the soul will definitely associate with each other. If the body, each and every actions which will be done by body, and it will directly impact on soul, and the super soul is observer of each and every action. However, it has situated in the body, but super soul is not participate in any action. So it's only body. Our eyes is seeing something, then it will order to our mind, and mind will order to our hand or our means our karmendriya. Then our karmendriya will perform some kind of activities. Then all the things will definitely associated with our soul, and each and every things will directly associated with our soul. ध्यानित्मात्मानीह प्रसन्त्य च चिदात्मात्मानम् अन्य सांख्येन योगेन कर्म योगेन चापरे. Some perceive the soul within themselves through the meditation. Some perceive the super soul within themselves through the meditation, and other through the cultivation of knowledge, and still others through the working without fruitive desire. So these are three ways. First one is meditation, second one is cultivation of knowledge, and third one is karma yogi. To be karma yogi, perform your prescribed duty without being attached. So these are three ways to understand the super soul, to understand the supreme personality Godhead. Here Lord Krishna mentioned how to perceive me, how to perceive the super soul. Here some perceive the super soul within themselves through the meditation. First way is meditation. Another way is the cultivation of knowledge. Cultivation of knowledge means self-realization. To adhere ourselves in the principle of bhakti yoga, and still other through the working without fruitive desire. Again, there are those who, although not conservant in the spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him from others. And because of their tendency to hear from the authority, they also transcend the path of birth and death. Also transcend the path of the birth and death. A chief of Bharata, know to whatever you see in existence, both the moving and non-moving, in only combination of the field of activity is the knower of the field. Only field of activity is knower of the field. If you know your body is only medium to get a self-realization of super soul, to get a self-realization of your soul, then you will get a progress from the medium of the body. You will get only progress, and your body is only responsible for your progression and regression of your soul. One who sees the super soul accompanying the individual soul in all the body, who understands that neither the soul nor super soul within the destructible body is ever destroyed, actual sees. Sam prasyanti sarvatraha, sam vyavasthitam parmeshwaram, ईश्वरम ना हिनास्यते आत्मानस्तं ततो यति परम गतिम. One who see the super soul equally present everywhere. One who sees the super soul equally present everywhere in every living entity doesn't degrade himself by mind, and thus he approachable to the transcendental destination. That person will surely approach the transcendental destination. प्रकृत एव च कर्माणि क्रिया माणि सर्वस्य य पश्यन्ति तथा तथात्मान अकर्ता च पश्यति. One who can see all the activities are performed by the body. One who can see all the activities are performed by the body, which is created of the material nature. All the activities are performed by body, which is created of all the material nature, and see that the self does nothing, actually sees. And when the sensible man ceases to see the difference between the identity due to the different material body, and he see how beings are expanded, everywhere he attains to the Brahmana's conception. Lord Krishna further stated, those with a vision of entity can see the imperishable soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the mode of nature. And despite the contact of material body, Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. The soul will never entangle. Soul is not doer of anything. It's only our body. यथा सर्वगतेः सौखम यद अक्षम नोपलिप्यन्ति सर्वत्र व्यवस्थितो देहे तदात्मान नेपलिप्यन्ति. The sky due to its subtle nature does not mix with anything, although it is all pervading. Similarly, the soul situated in the Brahman vision does not mix with the body, though situated in that body. O son of Bharata, as a sun alone illuminate all this entire universe. Lord Krishna is here directly stated to Arjuna. Here, listen it very carefully, Arjun. O son of Bharat, as a sun alone illuminate all this entire universe. So does the living entity one within the body. These similar things will definitely does by living entity one within a body illuminate entire body by consciousness, by self-realization. Those who see with the eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and also knower of body, the difference between the soul and body, can understand the process of liberation from the bondage in this material nature and attain the supreme goal. The person who understands the difference between the soul and body, the relation between the soul, body and the super soul, only this kind of person, it is very easy for this kind of person to make himself free from the material bondage and attain the supreme destination, attain the supreme abode of Lord Krishna, and make himself free from the cycle of the birth and death. So this is what the relation between the body, soul and also super soul, and also the three mode of material nature. I hope you all can understand. If you are having any questions, any doubt, then please kindly put a comment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.